this topic today. So for those of you tuning in, go ahead, let me know who's here. Who do we have here on the line? Royce, what is going on? How is your week? I hope it's been a productive one. Awesome to see you here. Who else do we have here on the line? Who do we got sneaking in here? All I can see on my end is how many people are tuning in. I have no idea who's here. So always like to know who I'm talking to so that we're not strangers. So as you roll in here, just go ahead and let me know who's in the audience. And let's turn this into a conversation so I know where you all are and what your struggles are. Feel free to you can ask questions. I'm going to do my best in the 45 minutes that we have to answer questions. However, if I don't get around to them, always happy to answer them in the Facebook group. So Maria, awesome to see you here as always. I hope your week is going well as well. Love the energy so far. Now, I really am excited about this training today because I was going back over all of the different ways. Well, can you guys, first of all, before I get started, can you guys hear me okay? Can you guys hear me okay? My mic is on. I don't want to talk for 30 minutes and then find out I'm like muted or something. Can you guys hear me and see me okay? Give me a yes or give me a thumbs up before we keep going here. It's like the worst thing ever when you record something and you find like there's no audio. Can you guys hear me okay? I think we may have people trying to get in here. Okay, looks like you guys can hear me okay. Yes, cool. You guys can hear me and see me okay. I got a little heart from Maria. I'm going to assume that is a yes. And let's talk about it. Let's talk about how we may be blocking ourselves from maybe some of the best clients that we can work with. So first of all, how many of you here are excited about this topic? Hey, Michael, hope you're feeling better. Almost as soon as you got over your bug, I got sick. So I don't know if it was COVID. I don't know if it was a flu, but it's, I hope you're feeling better. I'm kind of back on the horse now, getting my voice back. So awesome to see you guys here. So are you guys excited about this topic? I am so passionate about this because I don't know how long I spent shooting myself in the foot and blocking myself from some of my best clients, but I was doing this in a lot of unconscious ways. Like I wasn't consciously aware that I was kind of hiding or I was talking clients out of buying, enrolling with me. Hey, Melissa. Hey, what's up, stranger? Good to see you here. I hope business is great and you're thriving. So awesome to see. So awesome to see all the faces here. So let's talk about it. So why is this important? Why is it important to not block yourself, right? So, and more importantly, why is it important to get out of your own way when it comes to higher ticket premium clients? Okay. So I'm just going to get out my notes here. So first of all, if you don't know how to get out of your own way when you're in the enrollment process, you're kind of stuck with people who are uncommitted, who are going to reschedule on you, who are going to ghost, who are going to be flaky, or more lower quality clients. And that's kind of where I spent the first 5 years of my hypnosis business. Like my hypnosis business, I had plenty of clients. My phone was ringing. I mean, I don't know how many calls a week I had, okay? But here's the problem. Like while a lot of clients may sound great, like if you guys aren't getting clients at all, thanks, Michael, I appreciate you for that. And let's see here. Make sure I can keep up with you guys here. There we go. What ended up happening was I needed so many clients to be able to pay my bills, to be able to leave my job. Like I wasn't able to scale because I was kind of limited to lower quality, uncommitted clients. Okay. And what needed to change was that I had to get out of my own way. I had to eliminate my own money blocks and barriers and beliefs so that I could sell a program that was like beyond six, eight, or $10,000. Okay. And a lot of this is going to come down to your relationship with money. Okay. And what I mean by that, let's talk specific here, because we always hear abundance blocks and money blocks, but have you ever actually asked yourself how this might be showing up in your business? Like, how do abundance blocks show up in your business? Well, one way is that maybe you're not ready for a yes from a customer. You're not ready for a customer, like a customer saying yes to you on a $6,000 program or a $10,000 program for you is scary. If it is scary for you to bring on clients right now, that means something you're not ready. There's something going on a subconscious level you're not ready for. Okay, and we're gonna get into the 6 things here in a minute. But first, I want to talk about why it's important to first get out of your own way. Okay, so you end up where I was, which is stuck with lower quality, lower tickets, and having to see more clients and grind versus being able to really focus on maybe 5 or 6 clients that are really truly committed and really value your time and work. Okay, and I really wanted to kind of laser focus on those who were going to show up, who were going to have no problem paying me, who weren't going to try to barter with me or try to screw me out of payments. I've had that happen, and that's why I have a contract, and I hope you guys have contracts too, protecting you, because guess what? Look, people don't get to go to the doctors or to their therapist and barter. Do people barter with doctors? No. Do people barter with their plumbers or the other service-based providers? No. Like if the doctor tells you that it's, you have an $80 bill, you don't go in like, well, can I only pay you 50? Can I only pay you 40? Like, we don't do that to them. So why would you put yourself in that position? Okay. Now, believe it or not, there are people out there who have no problem taking advantage of you and your time. So we do need to realize that. And that's why we need to put these contracts in place, and we need to stand up for ourselves and reinforce our values and really our standards and our guidelines as far as what it's going to look like to work together. And I hope you're doing that in your business. And if that's something that you want to learn more about, let me know in the comments. Like, would you like me to put together a video about, how to lay down the ground rules with clients, like sort of like a housekeeping expectations, so that these things don't happen? Because chances are, if your time's getting abused or you're not getting respect from your clients or prospective clients, chances are you haven't set expectations. So would you guys like me to put together a video about that? Drop in the comments here and let me know if that would be of use to you all. That was something I was lacking in my business for a while. Okay. Here's another thing. If you are not getting out of your own way to sell high ticket, to learn how to sell high ticket, or to open yourself up to high paying clients, you're always going to be needing to chase down cold leads. You're always going to be needing to chase down brand new leads, warm them up. And I was on this hamster wheel for 5 or 6 years, maybe 5 years. And I was just needing to warm them up all the time. And it's exhausting. It is exhausting. So hey Lynn, awesome to see you here. Glad to see you here. I hope you guys take away some golden nuggets here today. Okay. Qualifying clients appropriately. Like, if these are topics you want me to talk about, just go ahead and let me know in the chats how to qualify, how to set expectations up front, how to basically set you and your client up for success in your time together, or even just on a sales call. Like, you should be doing this even on your sales and enrollment calls. Okay. If you're skipping over this, This is probably why your time is getting abused, why you're getting no-shows and ghosting and things like that, okay? Because you're not really asserting your value, and that's something I can put together a video on if you would like, okay? Love talking about this stuff. Okay, so if you do not remove these blocks, what ends up happening is you're just on the get client hamster wheel. You're always needing to warm up cold leads. You're always going to need new leads versus working with who's in front of you. And you're kind of stuck with a lower quality demographic. While if that works for you, that's great. I wanted to scale back. I wanted to create more time. I wanted to create more consistency in my income and client retention. And the only way you're going to do that is with a higher quality, higher ticket or premium program, okay? All right, so let's talk about the 6 ways that you may be completely like blocking yourself from higher ticket premium clients, okay? Are you guys ready? So drop the word 6 in the comments if you're ready for me to roll into these principles. You guys ready? Go ahead, drop the word 6 in the chat. Let me know that you guys are excited to learn about this. You guys excited to discover why you don't have to go inside and internalize why you're not good enough anymore. This is really what we're getting out of the way here, because chances are if you are going inside and internalizing things like I'm not good enough, once again, another client walked away, once again, my program isn't good enough. Chances are, if you're struggling with not feeling good enough, it's because you're dealing with one or more of these things. Okay? All right. So awesome, guys. Awesome. Thanks for the feedback, guys. I'm glad you're here and you're excited. I love this topic, okay? And I wish I had someone to lay it out like this. Am I freezing a little bit? It looks like my connection's okay, but my computer isn't the fastest. So can you guys still hear me okay? You guys can still see me and hear me okay? Hopefully I don't freeze too much, okay? And the replay will be on the feed as well, okay? So I've shut everything down, so hopefully my computer can handle a Facebook Live, okay? So here's the first thing. The first way you might be blocking yourself from high ticket clients is that you're not putting yourself out there. Are you not putting yourself out there? And by what I mean by that is, are you not putting yourself in front of potential clients? And this doesn't have to be just on social media. This could be like out there at a networking event. This could be like joining events. This could look like just calling up old clients that you've worked with and checking on them. Okay, thanks, Lynn. Awesome, good. You guys can still hear me. Okay, all right. So if you are struggling with like scarcity, you're asking where are all the clients, and maybe you don't have any clients at all, let alone trying to find the higher ticket clients, chances are one mistake you may be making is that you're not putting yourself out in front of people, or maybe not in front of enough people, okay? Friends and family does not count. I would not include friends and family as putting yourself out there, okay? That is really a limited mindset, and you don't want to, I mean, chances are working with your family and friends is not going to be the best idea because they already have a bias towards you. You're already, Melissa, you're already, Lynn, you're already you with these people. They've known you for so long. It's not going to be the best idea. So you may need volume. What your issue may be is that you just don't have enough volume. Okay. So that's the first mistake. That's a mistake I was making. And one that may leave you wondering, where are all the, higher ticket, the clients who just are willing to pay me and are excited to pay me. Okay. Number 2 is you are struggling to navigate time and money objections. If you don't know how to navigate these, you're going to find yourself asking, where are all the clients? Where are the clients who can afford me? Where are the clients who are wanting to pay me, who want my services? Hey, Eric. Eric, I know you're kicking butt out there. It's great to hear from you. Awesome to see you here. So Eric, by the way, Eric is someone who I worked with in the past, and I'm just going to call you out, Eric, because you're like a rock star. Eric, was struggling with, and I hope you don't mind me sharing, but the whole raising your rates thing, and when you start to realize that raising your rates is actually a good thing, and I talk about this in my course, why it's really good for people to invest and buy from you. There's so many benefits for people to invest, okay? And this is something that I talk about in my course, okay? So awesome to see you here. I know we're going to connect in a few weeks here. So if you struggle to navigate when people say, I can't afford you, then you're going to go inside yourself and say like, oh, well, I'm too expensive. Or you're going to agree that they can't afford you. But do you hear the language? If you're a hypnotist or NLP person here, listen to the language. Like, I can't afford is a very victim mindset. When somebody says I can't afford, that means they're in a powerless place with their finances. Okay? Because we are all choosing what to afford. But if somebody says I can't, there's a victim mentality going on around money there. Okay, so is that a good client? I don't know. You'd have to navigate that. You'd have to ask them what's going on, what's really coming up. But if you don't know how to navigate these, you're going to struggle to enroll higher ticket premium clients, okay? Because premium clients shop different than lower quality clients who are buying like $1,000 programs or $2,000 or $3,000 programs. Most people can afford that stuff. And look, there's financing available everywhere. So when somebody says, I can't afford, it's very much, they're in the victim, they're victims of circumstance, they're victims of their money, their job, something's going on there. And that's something that you can ask them about. You can be very direct about. That's what I do, is learn how to be very direct with people and be very honest and open, and they will feel the same with you, okay? So that's number 2. So number 3, another way you may be blocking yourself from premium clients is you cave. You cave in and you assume that people can't afford you. You assume, you make up stories about this one client. Well, they probably can't afford it. They probably can't because of X, Y, and Z. So you assume and you make up stories that people can't afford you. Do you hear that? Are you guys making up stories? Is this resonating with you guys, by the way? Give me a yes in the comments if one of these 3 that I've mentioned so far, and let me know which one, like which one or which ones are resonating with you the most. Go ahead and drop it in the comments. Let's start the conversation here. Where do you need to start working so that you can get out of your own way and start to invite these premium clients in? Okay, the ones who can afford you, the ones who need your help, but maybe there's a little bit of friction there that you need to work through. Okay, so go ahead, drop below. Where are you needing to, do you need to stick to your guns more? Do you need to stop giving people excuses? This is a big one. Are you giving people excuses as to why they won't be successful, why they can't afford you? And that, again, now you're disempowering them. Now you're disempowering your client when they say, I can't afford you, and you agree with them. Or you agree with them that your program is expensive. I've actually heard people do this, like agree. Like you say, okay, my program is, it's 10,000 pay in full or 5,000 pay in full. And you see your client go into shock or like, okay, like that, they're like, oh my gosh, you see the reaction and you start to worry, right? You start to worry about their finances. And I've talked about this in previous trainings that you do not want to break that boundary of getting involved in people's finances. That's not a place where you want to give advice, okay? So I'm just looking at the comments here. Lynn says 1 and 2. Eric, sometimes his clients who can't afford you aren't the best anyway. Yeah, I mean, listen to what they're telling you. I can't afford you. First of all, if somebody's telling you this, like, listen to them. They're telling you the truth. Okay? Now, it may be the case they can't afford you. So you can't work with someone who can't afford you, right? Like if they have no income coming in, if they don't have a job, if they're living on welfare, if government income that's more passive income, chances are they're just not, it's just not the right time, right? But oftentimes we hear I can't afford it because there's not enough value that has been placed on your offer. It hasn't, when you first get on the call, they don't know the value. Like the value's all the way down here. When you first get on the call, they barely know you. They might know you. They don't know your program, right? So the value, there's no value. Maybe a very little bit because they get to know you on social media or they've been following you in some way. And as you're talking, this is what should be happening. This is what should be happening as you're talking, is the value should be rising as you're talking. And I don't mean that you're listing all the benefits of your program. That's part of it. But a lot of it is, can they trust you? Do they feel safe around you? Are you speaking their language? Is your program the right fit for them? Are you listening to them? Do they feel seen and heard? There's a lot of pieces that go into creating value in your customer or client's eyes, okay? So you might be caving in, and that's another way you block clients, especially high-paying clients, is you just never mind and you throw down your price a lot less, okay? So you've got to stick to your guns, okay? Number 4, again, these are things I've done in the past and I've had to fix in order to break the 6-figure mark. These have to happen for you to break the 6-figure mark, unless you want to be seeing like a ton of clients a week and continuously have to chase down cold leads. You can do that. I did that for a while and you will burn out. So if you want client retention, if you want consistency with your business, you're going to need to get out of your way. Okay. Hey, ST, how are you? Good. ST says, in the past, I've had clients with issues with the 350 session. Can't afford it, said as they jet off to Europe. The value is not there yet. In their eyes, maybe the value is there from your perspective, but this didn't happen during your call. See that? Now, there could be a lot of reasons for this. It may not be a priority for them. Like, I've had clients or prospective clients tell me, like, it's just, I would rather spend money on a vacation right now than do this. Okay, so it's not the right time. Their priority is a vacation. So that is not going to be a client. But the question is, did you find that out for sure? Did you find that out on the call that they would rather go to Europe than work on whatever it is you are going to help them with? So you need to get clear on what's actually going on, okay? So that's probably what's missing there, is the value wasn't high enough, or it could have just not been the right time for them. Maybe if they're in vacation mode. Who knows? You'll have to dig a little deeper, ST, on your next call, okay? So that you're not left like, what the heck, right? Because I know that feeling. Well, exactly. And you know what? People should have fear, guys. People should feel challenged when they sign up. If they don't feel challenged, I would increase your prices. Do you want a client who feels no sense of urgency? There should be, your clients, when you drop your price, should be feeling a stretch. If there's no stretch, I guarantee you they're going to abuse your time and theirs. So there has to be a whoa on your end and theirs. Okay? If there's not a whoa, wasn't expecting that, or that's I feel challenged, good. You want that. Because if there's no challenge, then they're not going to grow. They're not going to change their habits. They're not going to make you a priority or the work because they're not feeling stretched. So I would challenge you to make people uncomfortable intentionally with your price. This is what I walk my clients through. This is what I walk them through. Make people uncomfortable with your price. If they're not uncomfortable, you should be raising it. If you're not uncomfortable, you should be raising it. If you're comfortable with your prices, turn it up because now you're comfortable. And it's true. Your business will suffer in the comfort zone. You got to keep stretching yourself. You should feel challenged too. There should be a fire under your ass as well when you bring on a client. There should be a fire under your ass because it's not just about making money. It's about over delivering. It's about selling, but over delivering, under promising and over delivering. This is what it's really about. ST says, yes, Melissa, masking is there. Yeah. So again, this really is going back to, you got to find out what they're masking. You got to find out what's underneath the mask. And that can be scary, but that's where the magic is. That's where the value is really established. That's where the trust is created. If you can't do that, then it's, what are you doing? What are you doing on the call? You know? Eric says, so someone tries to lowball you once you say your price. What is the next step, or what do you say? I would just stare at them and smile. That's me. I'm a little bit of an instigator. You know, if somebody tried to barter with me, I would just smile and just say no. Mm-mm. I would shake my head. No. That's not the question here. The question isn't my price. The question is, are you ready? Do you hear that? It's not about you changing your price. It's about, is the client ready? That is really the question here. Is it a priority? Are they ready? Is it time? So Eric, is that helpful? Somebody tries to, price isn't going to change. You can offer them financing options for sure. But if people try to lowball you, that's what it is. Do you lowball your doctor? Do you lowball your insurance company? Do you lowball your, when you go out for groceries, do you try to no, that's the price. That's the price. And that's the type of energy you should be giving off. I mean, hey, you know what? Go watch an episode of Shark Tank. Do any of you guys here watch Shark Tank? This is my guilty pleasure. Go watch people pitch investors, okay? Go watch an episode of Shark Tank and go watch people pitch these investors and try to barter with them and watch what they do. When these businesses come on and they pitch these investors that are worth billions and they try to lowball or undercut them, what do? They sit there and they're like this. They're like, no. Right? They're serious. They take their time and they take themselves seriously. That, honestly, guys, is the biggest missing piece for so many of you. So many of you, and it was for me. At what point are you going to take yourself seriously? At what point are you going to take your gift seriously? At what point are you going to take your time seriously? At what point, when is that going to happen? When is that switch going to flip? Hey, Julianne. Awesome to see you here. Good to see you here, of course. You're kind of jumping in at the end. Be sure to go back and watch the replay. You just missed something really important. But guys, Do you respect yourself? Because if you did, would you undercut yourself? Would you cave in on yourself? Would you let people toss around your time and ghost and no show? Time to start deciding now how serious you are about who you are and what you have to offer, okay? Now we're going down a rabbit hole. I'll do a separate video on this, how to get more respect from clients. I'll do a separate video on this and from your audience. But let's get back on track here because we're going off topic here. So number 4 here, another way you could be blocking yourself from premium clients is you do not have clarity about your offer or your audience. So oftentimes you will get overlooked because you're trying to appeal to everyone. You're trying to make everybody happy. You're trying to get everybody to like you. You're trying to get everybody to comment. As long as you're trying to appeal to the masses, you appeal to no one. Let the masses go. Blow the whistle for just one person. Because if there's one, there's many. That's one rule in marketing. If there's one, there's many, okay? If there's one of you who's struggling with a certain thing, there's many of you, okay? So do you have a lack of clarity around your offer? And if so, when you're on a sales call with a premium client, it's going to come out all over the place. It's going to sound very, it's going to be in pieces. It's not going to be boom, 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 boom. It's going to be all over the place because you're not ready. You're not clear on your own offer. You're not clear on how you can help them, what your client is trying to achieve. And if you're not, that's going to show up when you start talking about your program. Okay. Melissa, I'm curious, what is your language exactly? What was coming up for you? What resonated with you? what was the aha that you just had? I'm just really curious. So do you need more clarity about what your offer is? If so, and if you don't, it's going to come out, I can help you. Here's this, here's that. It's going to be very, you're going to sound like you have self-doubt. You're going to sound doubtful. Okay. Number five. Here, we already talked about this one a little bit. Actually, a lot of it. We talked about this already. But your integrity. You will block yourself from premium clients if you do not follow through on your own word. Meaning, when you decide to increase your prices, you stick to it. You do not back down. You do not give clients excuses. You do not give other people excuses. You do not give yourself excuses. You stick to your guns. Personal branding. Yeah, Melissa, I know what you do. And what are some of the same things that that I mentioned that is showing up with your clients? I'm just curious. What are some of those things? I would love to hear what comes up in your world. Melissa, I would love to hear what comes up in your world. It's all the same, right? We're all doing sales calls. We're all doing enrollment calls. We're all dealing with the same thing. I don't care. I have a client who's a real estate agent. We're still working with people. We're still working with money, and we're still working with people. Doesn't matter what niche you're in. It really doesn't. Okay. So are you not following through with your word? Do you like cave in right before you say your price? And if so, you have yourself from someone who is going to invest in you, maybe $6,000 or more, because you gave them an excuse. Well, they probably can't afford it. Well, they're kind of young. Well, they have debt. Well, all of these things. Look, let them handle their finances. Stay out of their business. It's none of your business. Even if they make it your business, it is not your business to give advice on their finances. Okay. I make that clear with my clients. I am not the financial person. If you need financial advice, please go to an accountant. Please go to a financial planner. Person. I do not want that responsibility, and you shouldn't either. Okay. You're here to help them with whatever it is you promised. And I would stay out of that. I would stay out of that place. Okay. You can offer solutions, installment plans, financing options. You can do that, but you do not give advice on that. Okay. So one reason why you may not be finding clients who can afford you is because you cave in on yourself. You don't have clarity around your offer, or your audience is not even clear about what you offer. That happened to me as well. You struggle to navigate time and money objections. You're not putting yourself out there, so you just don't have the volume. You just don't have any volume. Okay? And for the last one, number 6, you guys ready for number 6? Melissa says they don't feel confident about their offer. They don't understand how price is part of their brand. Yeah. They're afraid to micro niche. You know what? It's all the same in every industry, every niche. Yep. But guys, the riches are in the niches. The riches are in the niches. You want to start polarizing. You want to say, I don't serve you, I serve this person. You want to, here's the exit if this is not you. Because now people can hear you. Now people, let them decide. Let your prospective clients decide whether they want to come towards you. Let the cards fall where they may. Stop trying to control people. Guys, stop trying to control people. When you let go of that and you let the cards fall where they may, it's incredible the response that you're going to get. And it's going to be natural. It's going to be fluid. No manipulation required. No manipulation required. You can just sit back, chill, tell them about your offer, let them decide whether they need help from you. Maybe you need to give them a little coaching on installment plans, something, whatever's coming up that is a challenge for them, you help them through that challenge, okay? So finally, number 6, the last one. You guys ready? Drop ready in the chat. And this was one that I struggled with for a long time, and I see in my clients that I work with also struggle. And this can really, really keep you blind from the people who can really afford you. Okay? So drop ready in the comments if you're ready for this last one. You guys still with me? Let me know. Let me know. And we're going to rock and roll. I thought that was going to rhyme, but it totally didn't. So here we go. Let's talk about this one. One way you might be blocking yourself from clients who are ready to say yes to you is that you blame them instead of working through things with them, which means like you get angry at them when they don't buy your offer. You get frustrated when you get objections. You roll your eyes when they don't show up or they show up late. When you are critical of the people you're in front of, they are going to feel that. They are going to feel that. Now, I'm not saying it's okay to ghost you. I'm not saying it's okay to reschedule and screw around with your time. However, the way to respond to that is not with eye rolling, blaming, getting angry, frustrated, stomping your feet. And I don't know how long I spent getting frustrated at clients or potential clients. And are you blocking yourself because you're frustrated with clients? You're mad at them because they didn't buy. You're mad because they didn't show up or they ran late or they rescheduled. If that energy shows up in you, if you feel that in you, first of all, that's something that you need to work through, because chances are that's come from your history. That's resurfacing from your past. And you're no longer open to receive. When you get angry, frustrated, blame, get angry, pout, you've just closed off abundance right there. You've just turned off, you just closed the doors to that client potentially being a great fit. But now you'll never know because you've just severed the connection because, I'm so tired of people telling me I can't afford it, or I'm so frustrated. You know what? These could be amazing clients. But, you're not giving them the benefit of the doubt. You see that? So here's a great example. Today I had a triage call, like a short call scheduled with somebody. Last minute, literally the time we were supposed to start, wanted to reschedule. Now, the old me would have been like, God, How dare they, right? How dare they? How many of you guys utter this? How dare you? How dare they? Do that the last minute, blah, blah, blah. And if you get turned up like that, you've just closed the door to abundance right there. You've just closed the door to a potential client. A great way to handle that is to reach out, is to reconnect, is to go even deeper. So what I did instead was, hey, yeah, sure, can be a possibility, right? Is there anything getting in the way of you showing up when we reschedule on this day? Is there any challenge? Is there any reason why you wouldn't be able to, right? So now I'm curious more than frustrated, angry, pouting, things like that, okay? So these are the 6 major ways that you may be severing connections between you and really quality clients, okay? There is no streamlined process to make this work. Everybody's different. I have never had a sales or enrollment conversation that was the same every single time. It's like, I don't know what to expect. It's like you're just jumping in the water and you're going to see what happens, okay? And you got to be ready for that, okay? So let's do a quick recap. And as I go through them, which ones resonated with you the most? Where do you need to unblock yourself from abundance, from higher quality premium clients? So let's go down them really quick and jump in. Guys, jump in the chat. And where do you need to unblock yourself? So one was you're not putting yourself out there enough. Maybe you're not putting yourself out there at all. There's not enough volume. Nobody knows who you are. Okay, number 1. Number 2, you struggle with time and money objections. So if you can't navigate these things, you're never going to close a premium client. So one of the shifts that quadrupled my income was learning how to sell. Guys, if you watched my free training, the 6-figure sales training I have in the group, if you look at the bar graph that I have in there, I can't remember which year it was, but I quadrupled my income just by learning how to sell. I was running ads. I had the volume, but what's the point of volume or ads if you don't know how to sell? You do not want to start paying thousands into ads or hundreds into ads if you don't know how to close or sell. Okay, so the first thing I learned and spent the last 5 years really hauling ass on was learning how to sell high ticket and premium clients. Okay, get on that. And if you need help with that, I specialize in that. And you can drop the word help below and I will reach out to you in the next 24 to 48 hours and we can chat and see if what I have is a good fit for you. And if not, I can point you in a different resource. I have other trainings and things like that. Number 3, are you caving in on your price? Are you not following through with yourself? Do you need to work on your integrity with yourself? And that's why you're not closing higher ticket premium clients. Okay? You got to say your price and you got to stick to it. Or what's the point in your client sticking to it? Your client's not going to stick to your price if you're not. Do you see that? You have to show up that way first, okay? No client's going to say, oh, well, no, let me pay you your original price. Let me pay you. As soon as you drop your price, they're going to be like, great. We're awesome. Let's go. And there's no challenge. There's no stretching going on. There needs to be stretching, okay? If you're not closing premium clients, you are probably uncomfortable being stretched. You are probably uncomfortable being stretched. And that's why you're blocking. So you need to work on your comfort. And again, we talk about this in my course. You will need to work on your comfort around being stretched, okay? And leaving your comfort zone, okay? Number 4, lack of clarity in your offer or not knowing who your audience is going to leave you with more general clients, more general income. Okay? You're a generalist, you'll have general income and general clients. Okay? There's not enough value in there for someone to buy a $10,000 program for you. It's just, there's not enough value there if you're a generalist because they can go to someone else and learn how to quit smoking. They can go to someone else to lose weight. They can go to someone else for their self-esteem. You gotta actually add in the value. And I talk about that in my program, okay? Number 5, you don't follow through with your word. Okay, and this goes back to not caving in on your price or your program or your offer. You do not cut your program in half either. Okay, I had someone come to me last week, and I'm just going to tell you a little story as we wrap up here. I had somebody come to me last week, wanted to do half my program. I said it's 6 months and wanted to do half. She wanted to, can I just do 3 months? And I was like, no, because then you're not doing the full program. Why would I sell half of it? It doesn't make any sense. Like, I am not going to undercut and edit my stuff so someone else can afford it. And you know what happened, guys? Do you know what happened? I was like, no. And then suddenly she could afford it. Suddenly we're working together. Because I was like, no, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right to just cut it in half. Like, I'm not going to underdeliver so you can afford it. It doesn't make any sense. Okay? Number 6, the last one here as a recap. Are you turning around? Are you blaming your clients? Are you angry? Are you frustrated? Do you get kind of like, do you close down after you get a no? Do you close down after you get a money or time objection? And you've just severed that connection. Okay? So maybe you need to work on not closing down with clients. Even if they say no. Even if they say it's not a good time, you don't close down. You don't shut down after objections. So that is number 6. These are the top 6 that I've seen in myself, that I've seen in others. And these are the things that we talk about in my program. So if you want more help with any of these things, drop the word help in the chat. I'll reach out to you in the next 24 to 48 hours. We'll see if what I have and see if I can in fact help you. I know I can't help everyone. However, I know there are some rock stars out there that I can get rocking and rolling, okay? The ones who really are serious about it, okay? And we can see if we're a good fit. If not, I can point you to other resources, other trainings, things like that, that might be a better fit for you at the time, okay? So drop the word help if you're looking for one-on-one help. Drop the word value if you got some value out of here today, and continue the conversation, guys. What did you take away from today? Where do you need to shift in your business so you're not like this, you're not blind, you're not blind to these clients? Because look, premium clients are everywhere. They're everywhere. But chances are you can't see them because one of these 6 things or more are happening. Okay? So as we wrap up here, guys, always amazing to have you here every Tuesday. And we'll be back here next week with another topic, maybe something of what I've talked about today. But like I said, drop the word value and let us know what were your ahas here today. Drop the word help if you want more one-on-one support to navigate this journey, this 6-figure scaling journey for your holistic healing business. And I'll see you guys next week. Have an amazing, productive week, guys. Go get it.